Today, as I get out and ride for the first time in a while, and they're starting to talk about lifting the COVID-19 restrictions on the states, I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why there's not going to be another revolution. Hey, welcome back. I'm so glad you could make it. I'm also so glad to be out riding. It is a perfect day. Perfect day. But you know, as I get gas, I'm still a little nervous about touching gas pumps and stuff like that. Luckily, the motorcycle is pretty much a solo effort. You know, watching the news, social media, and everything else, you see all kinds of people who are very polarized. We have it for a while. There are people who are like, you know, going outside in the sunlight is irresponsible, and we will call the police. And it happens all the time. People are calling the police left and right because people are outside. And then you get people who are really upset about the government closing businesses, telling people they've got to stay home, that kind of thing. And to be honest, I understand that. Is it constitutional? I doubt it. Is it an emergency thing because it's needed? Yeah, I think this would be a whole lot worse right now if those measures weren't taken. So I don't really mind agreeing that we're going to do this. The government says you have to, or we highly recommend it. But some people are really upset about that. Oh, it's a violation. They're just keeping us down. It's the man keeping us down. And I was thinking about the things I've seen over the years in biker forums and emails and things like that. And I've been thinking about the slogan TOSIAR. TOSIAR. The only solution is another revolution. And I just want to talk about it. Why there's not going to be another revolution. There's no point in propagating it, pushing it, advertising it, advocating it. It's not going to happen. Let's talk about a few things. You know, I think about the Revolutionary War, back when we were getting our independence from England. A noble and honorable thing. Unless you're British. But here we were, struggling for our independence, fighting for our freedoms. The world is a different place than it was then. So completely different. Here's why another revolution wouldn't work. Reason number 1, I think, we don't have an ocean to separate us between us and them. That was a huge asset during the Revolutionary War. And I think we saw in the Civil War, we didn't have that huge ocean. We didn't have that separation. And I think you can see where that was a whole different party. We don't have that separation. We don't have an ocean between us and the man. And that's huge. There's no barrier. Number 2, and now they're not in any particular order, but number 2, I don't think we generally have the stomach for that kind of hardship. And that includes a lot of the people, some of which are bikers, who are claiming that the only solution is another revolution. Now, I'm not saying this applies for everybody, but I know a number, more than half, almost all, of the bikers that I know won't even sleep on the ground in a tent. You look at some of the pictures of like Valley Forge and some of those scenarios. You look at some of the life of the Civil War vets, the Civil War soldiers. It's not an easy life. Now, granted, a lot of these people have probably been in combat situations. So I'll allow that there are exceptions. But I think for the most part, most people aren't up to willingly face that kind of hardship. Sure, I'll go to war if you give me a cot, air conditioning. Don't make me walk very far. Dude, I don't think this light's going to go. I'm going to go. This light never tripped. So that may not be the strongest reason I have, but it's one of them. Number 3. There are people around, and we see it every single day, who are more than happy to turn you in at the drop of a hat. I was listening to the police scanner the other day because I do that kind of thing, and I heard a call come in for a group of people. Somebody had reported a group of people out of control playing soccer in a soccer field. Now, I understand pandemic, personal space restrictions, etc., but out of control? Aren't they playing soccer? They actually said they were playing soccer. What kind of soccer was this? Was this like rugby? Then I get it. Somebody needs to call the police. That stuff is dangerous. That stuff is violent. Well, let's swing it back. During the Revolutionary War, a lot of the people they had the same cause. They were neighbors. They lived the same lives. A lot of them had similar, if not the same views. And even then, there were narcs. There were traitors. You know, in a wartime situation, narcs are called traitors. There were traitors. You know, Benedict Arnold. I'm sure he felt he was doing the right thing. You look around today, and people will call the police if they don't like what you're doing. Call the police, his stereo's too loud. Call the police, he looked at me funny. Call the police. Fill in the blanks. I don't think you could gather up enough momentum without somebody turning on you, without somebody narking you out. So no, there's not going to be another revolution. Reason number 4, the police are very militarized. Haven't tasted that in a while. That tastes like memories and freedom. But law enforcement is far more militarized and far more organized. Now you may say, yes, but so are the citizens. Yes, but not to the degree that the police forces are. The ratio is way out of balance. I think it'll be squashed really fast. Number 5, this is a big one. Surveillance. You can't go to the bathroom without somebody knowing. And if we don't make it any better, I'm like going way over the speed limit. I actually picked this road so I could go slower and not have as much wind. So we don't make it any better because we post everything to social media. Guilty as charged. But everything you do is either online or tracked in a computer somewhere. If you post things on the internet, don't think it's not being looked through. Maybe not completely, maybe they're not looking at you, but they're looking for keywords. If they see a flare-up someplace or a suspicion, they're going to be looking much closer. They can track where you go. Oh, don't think that getting a burner phone is going to help. They can track burner phones. And it's easy for them to get people to roll over on you. There's not going to be another revolution. They know what you're thinking before you even tell anybody. You know, marketing is so good that they can send you ads that match the kind of stuff you like to buy. That's a huge benefit. Don't you think that same technology is being used to generate reports of people who, even though they may not get online and say, I'm going to X, Y, and Z, don't you think that same technology is used to profile people who have a bent towards a certain solution, a certain outcome? Now, I don't want to sound all paranoid. I'm just saying the technology's there. It would be paranoid for me to think that the government's watching me. They're not. The government is not watching me. They're not watching you. Unless you give them a reason. Unless you rise to that level of whatever the algorithms say that they want to keep an eye on this guy. Was that fun? That was fun. I mean, I could go on. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's a lot of bluster to say that, you know, this is what we want to do. So, that's what I think. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that I could actually put on film, video. Oh, shout out. I told her I was going to give her a shout out because She asked me about it. I checked out her channel. I really like what she's doing. I think she's going to go places. I think she's got a good channel to watch. I watch every episode. I'm a subscriber. Go give her some love. Subscribe. Check out the channel. Tell your friends. Blow that thing up on her. Go do something nice for somebody this week. Preferably something you don't have to get near them to do. Make the world a little bit better place, one small bit at a time. Sport bikes. They didn't even wave at me. I can't believe they didn't wave at me. I can't believe it. And I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.